Hello, hello, hello. Soul Tribe, chosen ones, beautiful, beautiful people out there on planet Earth. Are we doing life? Are we doing life? If you're watching this on New Year's Eve, happy New Year's Day. Just grateful to get on here and share some good news, share some life, share some inspiration with all of you beautiful people that have been tuning in to the channel. Another special episode here on New Year's Eve. Not everybody needs to go get wild and crazy like this guy used to. Some people like to just have quiet nights, even on New Year's Eve. That will be me, as I just saw 1111. So I'm just looking forward to a quiet night, restful night. Where does that come from? That basis of that, again, this coming year will be 13 years. Hello, what up? This coming year is going to be 13 years of sobriety. And I used to be the wildest, crazy party animal on planet Earth, traveling around drunk. My moniker was the drunk motherfucker. Yes, that was me, was past tense. And oh boy, did I have to learn my lesson. Did I have to learn some hard lessons, rock bottom moments, very hard lessons for me to change, right? For me to change. And I think that's a big part of the message with everyone that's so consumed by the new year. It's literally one of the only new things that we like. I think we like new cars. We probably like new shoes, new clothes, a lot of materialistic stuff, right? New houses. I love the healthy and safe. And so, but most people are like all about the new year. New year, man. New year, new me. Like, I think we've kind of beat that into a pulp because it's not really a new year. It's a new year, but not a new you. It's really not. I mean, at the cellular level, yes. But mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, one day that happens to also shift a calendar does not make a new you. Unless you're someone that's ready to start doing new things, drastic new things. And that's what I want to really focus on for this talk is what I call pattern interrupts. Does anybody know what pattern interrupts are? Right? A lot of times when you make videos, they say pattern interrupts because people have such short attention spans that you have to do stuff to disrupt the thinking so that your attention kind of resets. And yet, I'm starting to figure out that I think what a lot of people really need to open themselves up to, and I've been pretty much just saying new, right? Do something new every single day. But what I realize is I'm talking to adults. Most adults, yes, you're one of those. You are one of those. You may not act like an adult all the time. That's okay. But most adults are very, 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 very resistant to doing new things. 444 coming up. And yet, think about it. If you look back at this past year, how many new things did you do? most people, they have a hard time thinking about the new things. And there's definitely not new things every day, new things every week, new things every month. And yet you're wondering why in many areas of your life you're stuck. Well, you need to start doing some pattern interrupts. And what I mean by a pattern interrupt is that if you're someone that if you can look back at what is your weekend routine usually, again, if you have a pattern that is your current state, partying all night, crashing out, waking up and saying, oh shit, it's a new year. That doesn't make a new you. Nothing's changed. You actually did the same exact thing. A pattern interrupt would be like, oh wait, I'm thinking about going out to go party tonight. You know what? I'm not. Let me do something different. Let me do some journaling. Let me do some meditation. Let me do some visualizing as to the things I really want to accomplish. And so it would be like a drastic change from what you had planned. But most people, you can't go without that. That's no fun. This guy's a party pooper. I party more than anybody else because I'm getting high on life, wasted on nature. Greetings, everybody. Congrats, man, on your sobriety. I think that's incredible. There's been some incredible celebrations. You know, if you're celebrating something this year, right, comment it, share that. We need to hear real achievements. You know, if I was on here wearing a, team hat, team shirt saying, yeah, my team's in the playoffs. Yay. Like, what the fuck? That's not my team. You know what I mean? But when people actually are stacking up their own wins in life, maybe there's been a lot of sobriety, sobriety's starting to get cool. That's what's really interesting moving forward. The sobriety is really starting to trend. People are really starting to give it a look of all types. You've seen a lot of people that are successful influencers, a lot of celebrities are starting to shift into sobriety. And I think it's just a matter of time before more and more people just realize, man, it's the biggest flex. I don't know who on earth over 30 something wants to wake up with a hangover and just get all wasted. I couldn't even imagine it. Congratulations. 16 years is huge. Yeah, I lost everything too. And guess what? I was talking about this earlier though. The comeback is greater than the setback. And I think this is like the new wave of humanity. It's like no longer, hey, let's sit around and talk about celebrities and athletes and your team and my team. And that shit's boring, man. It doesn't do it. I mean, sitting around and talking about life, talking about emotions, talking about healing, talking about spiritualism, talking about health and fitness and exercise and creativity and becoming the best version of yourself. That never gets old. That's real value. And I think that's what most people are searching for nowadays. Like everyone I've been talking to is like, I'm just gonna have a quiet New Year's. And they even kind of had a quiet Christmas. Even the holidays are getting dull. They're getting old. It's getting old because what do we do? New year, new me. And then it's like we wake up with a hangover and it's like, well, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe by the summer, maybe next year. It's like, come on, man. Enough's enough. Why waste away? Why not do the most incredible thing that you could do, which is to discover Discover the greatness that lives inside of you. It lives inside of me. It lives inside of every single person here right now. There is greatness inside of you. And because of all the stuff that you're still carrying around from the past, it's a hard shift to believe that. But that's one of the key ingredients to truly transforming your life, is to believe you're worthy, to believe you're good enough, to believe it's not too late, to believe anything is possible if you believe it. But again, you're going to believe it, and then you start telling it to all your friends, and they're not going to believe it. And then next thing you know, you give up. How many people are susceptible still to peer pressure in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s? You still care what other people's got to say about your ideas, and that's sort of a trauma response, isn't it? Seeking that external validation, needing someone from the outside to tell you you're good enough, to tell you that that's a great idea, you should totally do that. No one's going to do that for you. And if you do have someone that's like that in your life, give them a hug, give them a high five, and thank them, because that's rare. It's extremely rare to have somebody that has these two qualities. They can be present for you on your worst days, right? And secondly, they literally will organize the victory parade for your wins. There's not a lot of people that can hold that space as in terms of an adult. Greetings. There is absolutely not a lot of people that can hold that kind of a space from one adult to another. So what does that say? At the end of the day, guess what? You got to be your own best friend. You got to be your own coach. You got to be the person that is literally cheering yourself on. And yet we're fortunate enough that we're cultivating communities like Results Kill Excuses, where it's like, oh, man, the old model, suck it the fuck up. And, just focus on the body, just focus on the bag, just focus on getting as many women or bodies as you can. It's like that's broken. That doesn't serve humanity. And it definitely doesn't serve the fulfillment of our souls. Our souls don't feel filled. I've been thinking about that a lot. Fulfillment. It's really interesting. I've been shipping out a lot of stuff lately, which thank you to everyone that's been supporting, whether it's merchandise or these bad boys right here, 1% everyday journal. That's a game changer. There's nothing like this on planet Earth. I'll talk more about that later. But if you think about fulfillment, most of us are looking to be fulfilled in life. We're lacking. That means that there's something there. Well, what is the whole process of fulfillment? You place an order, and then what you order is brought to you. But here's the wild thing, is that I believe you ordered something before you even came to this earth. Oh, shit. We're going to go down that path on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whenever you're watching this shit. I believe you ordered something, and a lot of you ordered like the most challenging, quadruple, difficult, like most rigorous, heartbreaking life experience to be able to awaken to your higher self. And it's in your lower self, right? And I'll show the energy chart because I just want to continue to wash you guys. Is like, suffering is low energy. If you're suffering at any level, you're grieving, you're depressed, you're feeling broke, you're feeling worthless, you're feeling like a piece of shit, whatever it is, that's all suffering. And most of that is mental suffering. It's in your mind. And then your mind triggers what? Your emotions. What's up? I knew that there would be some party people here, some party poopers. I hope you guys have had an incredible year. And I hope that you're really starting to visualize what's ahead of you. And that's what gets me to my point of this fulfillment. You think about fulfillment, there's an order placed, and then when the order is received. Well, a lot of us feel unfulfilled because we have these unmet needs, desires, dreams, goals, wishes, inside of us. And we don't think ourselves as worthy of these things. Because why? We're looking out the window, we're comparing. Oh, well, I'm too old, or they're so much better, they're doing this and that. And it's like, the thing is you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't meant to be in your life. If you have a desire, and this was really one of the biggest breakthroughs in my 13 years of sobriety and just really relentless healing, 1% better every day, was I got quiet enough to really connect with my heart space and really kind of let the ego die and say, what do I want? What do I see for my life? And there's a lot of us, we're afraid. We're afraid to actually admit what we want, and it has so much to do with what we've been taught, where we grew up, the environments you were raised in, maybe even some of the religions you've participated in or continue to participate, where they put like restrictions on your potential, to where it's like you're supposed to just be okay being like just barely getting by. And I don't believe that's the world that we actually live in. If you look around, yeah, you're going to start comparing and be like, oh no, but what about all this suffering? What about the suffering that's even worse than my suffering? And it's like that. You get overwhelmed at that right away. Your job isn't to worry about all that. Your job is to look in the mirror and look within and figure out what's inside of you. Figure out what is that gift. And then start to cultivate it and find the courage to really start to develop that gift and like nurture that gift and bring that gift to life. That talent, that hidden gift that's inside of you. And a lot of the suffering that you've been through, I believe you ordered it. This is like your destiny. This is the fulfillment of your life, to say that in order to get to the place where you break free from all this 3D suffering, that you need to truly go within. And the reason why I think that that's most likely the truth is because if you think about the programming of this world from the earliest age, from the earliest point of your life on this planet, you were programmed to be focused externally. Really think about this. When you were a little baby, everything was external. Mommy, daddy, family members, whoever raised you. And then you start getting plugged into school and everything's externalized to teachers, and you start learning about authorities. And then even just through the curriculum, you learn about everyone else's history. You don't ever learn about yourself. And this just continues to go on and on until finally, for me, it was after my first DWI, my second DWI, a domestic violence arrest, and then getting sober, and then going 7 years of sobriety, staying in that relationship, but it eventually coming to an end, that there I was 5 years ago having a big pity party because I was no longer in the marriage. That was my identity. And I was sitting there at 41 years young. I certainly didn't feel it then. I've turned back the hands of time in the last 5 years. It's been incredible. The transformation, right, that has really taken place in the past 5 years throughout my healing journey. But I was sitting there, such a pity party, like, oh man, who's gonna ever love me? That old, I'm old, just totally devastated. And what came up to me is I started to ask this question: Who am I? Who am I? I've always had an identity crisis. And most of that has to do with the fact that my biological father wasn't involved in my life really after the age of like probably 5 or 6. And there's just so much abuse and crazy shit that went down with that. But just still kind of growing up without knowing who he was, other than just those really bad seeds that got planted from the earliest age. I always kind of was like, I always felt lost, man. I can remember so many embarrassing moments where, even just something like signing up for Little League, it's like you have to take your birth certificate and, some kid, a friend or a peer would be helping with registrations and they'd be looking like, well, whose name is this? And who's that guy? Maybe my mom's boyfriend or stepdad or somebody. And it was just always like, I don't know, man. I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't know whose I am. And yet there I was at 41 saying, who am I? And I went on this really deep dive. And that's what really got me 5 years ago doing the journaling, picking up the pen, starting to write the shit down and figure out, sort through my beliefs, the understanding of who I was, really getting to a place of real honesty about who I was. And, some of like one of those journal exercises that I did is, I wrote a line down the middle of the paper. And there's a worksheet that I have for that, I'll show you guys. And I did this just in a journal, in a notebook, but I felt compelled because I was trying to build up my self-esteem. And so I literally did this, right? This is self-discovery work, right? Defining who I am. And what I had started doing is I started writing everything on the left side because I needed the ego strokes, my self-confidence, my self-esteem, being divorced, 41. I felt like I wanted to die. That was the truth. And so I just felt like this impulse to like only do this right side, this I am light, right? And it was just all the ego strokes, all the good things that I had done. And it was like out of nowhere, as I was halfway down doing this side of the page, I said, you know what? I need to account for the other side too, the darkness. And this is where a lot of people are in denial. This is where a lot of people are living in denial because, again, you can't blame anybody. We only want to be seen for the good that we do. When someone, especially a loved one, like calls us a name, says, sees the nasty side of us, which we all have. And that's a huge point of revelation and discovery for yourself, is when you can truly grasp that, yes, there is absolutely an equal measure of light and darkness inside of you, no matter how good and sweet you think you are. And so many people struggle with that. It's just like, because you're in denial. And a lot of that has to do with trauma responses, because especially if in a relationship, if you're not on your best behavior and then your partner's calling you out and you're denying it flat to their face, usually that's rooted in a fear of abandonment, right? It's a needing to be accepted. It's feeling like you're not seen for who you're trying to exhibit yourself, but yet there is this darkness. And I think that's what's messing so many people up in life, is where they're acting like, man, I can't figure this out. And it's because you're not willing to actually do an inventory of all the bad shit that you possess. Does that make you a bad person? See, this is where we need to differentiate. Having a shadow side to who you are doesn't make you a bad person, because we all have it. Did you hear that? We all have it. There's no one without it. Please, if there's somebody that's without a shadow side, that's only sweet and gumdrops and sugar inside and sweet, like let you be like you need to get on here and teach us what you know, because beyond that, we're all full of light and dark. And the reason why I'm showing that to you is because that was a huge breakthrough for me. And I think that a lot of you can also benefit from that, because what that truly makes us is everyone's guilty of causing harm, hurting, causing pain, probably manipulating somebody that didn't deserve it. Which also then brings me to a place where, again, you don't need this worksheet, but you could email me and I'll send it to you. But you can just write this in a piece of paper. I'm light, I'm dark. And then you got to flesh that stuff out. And I can tell you with my own self is I wanted to edit, right? I wanted to withhold some of the bad things. And I'm talking like when I'm writing on my list, I'm saying I'm hateful, I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a thief, I'm murderous. And it's like, does that mean that I'm doing all that shit right now? No, but I know that like throughout my life and I've had either thoughts that were really fucking hateful, angry, I know that there's been times that I've just told bold-faced lies and been manipulative and used people. It's just, like, let's get fucking honest around here. And that was really the breaking point for me, is when I finally hit my last rock bottom. I was like, I'm done. I'm done bullshitting myself. I'm done bullshitting others. I can't live like this no more. Right? I know that there's something better inside of me. And I'm going to go on that journey to figure out who I am. Who am I really? And that's what this whole experience has been for me. It's just every day waking up with a PMA, with a positive attitude. That's what you guys get. Like, this is not fake. I'm not like, if you were around me, you wouldn't be getting like some guy like just talking bad and being a fucking asshole about shit. It's like, no, this is I'm the same dude everywhere I go. And that's one of the benefits of living this life, because a lot of us, we forget, oh shit, I got to be this person over here and that person over there. And there's a great listen that's on YouTube. It's free. Wayne Dyer, if you've never heard him, look it up. Wayne Dyer, Pulling My Own Strings. It's like an hour and a half. It's incredible. But it's like so many of us, we sacrifice ourselves. We try to fit in other people's boxes because we crave acceptance. We crave like a place to belong. But the sad thing about that type of craving is that it's forced. It's controlled. It's not organic. Because it's not until you start to emerge as the true and authentic version of yourself that you then start to attract people that will fully accept you for the true and authentic version of yourself. And unfortunately, there's a huge shift between releasing this fake version, this wounded version of self, and then becoming this higher version of self. And the big shift is the people that you do life with when you're truly not being your true and authentic self, the chances of them getting to go with you as you rise is slim to none. And in our own ego, in our mind, that's scary, right? It's scary to think, well, oh no, new year, new me, but I don't ever want it to be new year, new me, new associates, new people, new lovers, new standards. It's like whatever new me means, I don't even know what. Can someone please define what new me, new year, new me? What the fuck does that even mean? That's the biggest bullshit saying on earth. Because if people really meant that, then this world would be gosh, it would totally transform instant. It would be an instant transformation on this planet if people were truly aligned with their higher selves, living from a place of authenticity, no longer needing um, toxic relationships, right? Low vibrational connections, anxious avoidant attachments, right? You were just living from your true and authentic vibration, which means you would only attract people to that. But right now, what happens is you're faking the funk, and it's really not new year, new me, because you're not doing anything new other than saying that shit. And thus, you're continuing to attract the same things, the same experiences. Because what you really need to do, and this is what happens when you start going through that self discovery, is you do the deep diving. The reprogramming work is the reprogramming work is writing down your beliefs, like getting this stuff out. You think you know what that's a great book, man. I listen to it all the time. Thanks for posting that up there. Pulling My Own Strings. Look it up on YouTube. I encourage everyone here, please listen to that. It's just a great talk. It's like an hour and a half. I just listened to it the other day. And it's just a good refresher. I love realizing that, man, that we sacrifice ourselves for acceptance. And the sad thing is the acceptance is we want acceptance from other fake people. And it's not that no one's bad, right? We always want to say, oh, people are bad. There's no one's bad in this game. We haven't hit that point of awakening where we're ready to truly like release. And what are we trying to release? I'm going to share that with you too right now. I'm going to keep hammering this home. The thing that you need to release, the shift, it's all energetic. So when you say new year, new me, well, again, a contracted human versus expanded. Contracted means you're closed. You're closed. There's no newness. It's the same old shit. Expanded, you got to get past courage. But see, if you're carrying around any shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, unmet anger, and pride, right? This is suffering. So really the healing is not the energetic, emotional healing it's not like healing a cut. What it is raising your energy to really feel. And this breaking point is so important. This courage, courage is what it takes. Like neutrality should be like newness. You could actually substitute those two like seamlessly. Neutrality, because what neutrality means is that all your beliefs, everything that you think you know, you go neutral on it. You say, I'm going to be a blank slate. I'm not so sure I know what I think I know. And this was the experience I had. Who am I? And I went to God by myself, not in a box. I said, God, who am I? Like, who am I? I'm not so-and-so's husband no more. I'm still my kids' dad. I'm still this, I'm still that. But all those are like fake identities. They're just responsibilities that we try and identify with. And we try and build our identity and our persona and our character on all of these roles and responsibilities. But is that truly who you are? Is it really who you are? My belief is no. And so it takes getting past this place right here, pride, right? Pride. You think you know everything. You think you know which political party's better than the other. You think you know what social issue is more important than the other. You think you know what team is better than the other. You think you know what's right versus what's wrong. And it's like, oh, that's pride. Courage is the ability to say, you know what, I'm going to try something new, and it's going to start with my thinking, and I'm going to do these pattern interrupts, that's the real newness. Doing new things is how you get those pattern interrupts. But it's that neutrality that says, okay, blank canvas. And then a willingness is to say, okay, I'm willing to look at the true shit that I've been through. And you're already way past courage. So you should be able to see it with neutral, not in judgment, not in anger, not in guilt, not in shame. You leave all this. So healing is just raising your vibration. Some of y'all think you're in love, but I get you're probably not in love. Happiness ain't even on here, it's joy. And even peace is greater than love. How many of y'all think that? Like peace is one of the greatest flexes right now. If someone don't bring me peace, it's like it ain't gonna last very long. Because I know what it is to feel peace. I know what it is to be peaceful. Even in the midst of a storm, even in the facing the biggest challenges and very difficult circumstances in life, I can remain peaceful, calm, positive, determined, relentless, versus going back down in here and being identified by this. So that's the true healing journey, is to raise, which again, you're closed or you start to open. This is the true purpose of this life. We're all down here. We all start down here. Everybody starts down here. No one starts up here. Everybody has to climb this chart in your own right, on your own time, whenever you're ready. That's the true purpose. Yeah, man, having peace with yourself is the most beautiful thing. You know, there was a story when I used to run a veteran resource center at a local community college, nationally award-winning program. You could look it up if you ever want. But I was running this program and we were on the community college trying to organize our group, a bunch of veterans getting organized, and there was all these like anti-war folks there, and they wanted to abolish any military presence, including veterans, from the campus. I mean, this was like major radical shit. And I was in the student body, the student government body, and this petition was going around, and the one leader, gal, bless her heart, but she would always have like the peace earrings, the Che Guevara revolution, peace hat, peace this, peace that. And one time she brought this to me and I looked at this petition. I said, this is so offensive. And I get back to her and she said, what? And like, she really wanted to win me over. I could tell she really wanted to win me over. So after the meeting, we were walking and talking, and I just looked inside of her. I could just see inside her soul, because everything she had externally symbolized peace. But I looked in her and I said, there's not peace within. And there's a lot of us doing that, right? You're wearing things, you're celebrating things that are not your things. I think sports is probably the biggest one, right? You're celebrating something that it's not your win. It's not your team. And so I look in this woman's eyes and I say, you know, peace is not that there's no wars or no one's getting murdered or raped or any kind of violence. That's not peace. Peace comes from within. And until you realize peace within, you'll never see peace without in this world. But the more focused you are on the conflicts and the division, right? That has a lot to do with the States. This is a global show for sure. But here in the States and probably around the world, you know, there's a lot of political division and social issue division. And it's like, I don't even partake in that shit no more. And I've ran for city councils. I've ran for public office. So I can even talk the talk and walk the walk on that, saying I tried. I didn't win. I was too rage against the machine, and they used the weapons of my DWIs and turned me into a wife beater and all this crazy shit publicly. It was very humiliating. It was very, man, it was one of the most trying times of my life. So when people, you know, it's like, but you have to find peace within. And the only way you find it is you have to go up through the vibrational chart. You can't just pretend to have peace within. I'm grateful that you guys are all here. I never get tired of talking about life. And especially because I know that the what I'm saying, how I'm sharing is really adding value to people. It's really reaching your life. It's really giving you some hope. And I've been so encouraged by the many, 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 many people that have reached out wanting to connect with me. And if you're somebody that's really, really ready to put in some work this year, to look in the mirror and go all out, stay locked in, no days off, then reach out. Greg@resultskillexcuses.com. I really do enjoy making a difference. I always believe this. This goes back to the desires of our heart. Like there's something that you have a dream for and you've just given up on it. I talk to people all the time, not just even on here in real life. I'm out there talking like this to people all the time. Today I was looking at real estate and I'm talking to these two gals showing me the property. We're talking life. I'm talking about emotional healing. I'm talking about transitioning my nutrition and like there's no I this is who I am everywhere I go, wanting to share this good news with people, to let you know that it's not too late. You are good enough. You're not too old. You can turn it all around no matter what your circumstances are right now, no matter how big the challenge is in front of you, no matter how scared you are. If you're willing to find the courage, which courage is willingness. That's all courage is a willingness to do what? Pattern interrupts. I talked about pattern interrupts earlier. A lot of people doing videos, they'll do pattern interrupts, stuff like that, right? Like where they slap the hand, that's like a pattern interrupt because most audiences got very short attention spans. But if you can think about pattern interrupt as like, okay, if you look at your life is full of patterns. If you look at, do you do the same thing on Friday and Saturday and Sundays, the weekends, right? Is your weekend usually kind of consistent? Is when you get off of work, is there a pattern there? If there's a pattern there when you get off of work, what can you do to interrupt that pattern? And what that means is you got to do something different. You have to do something new. So when you're kind of frustrated saying, I'm so stuck, it's like, man, like write down your pattern. Write down, what do you usually do on holidays? What do you usually do on the weekends? What do you usually do, before bed? What do you usually do in the morning? Like these are all routines where we have ingrained patterns in ourselves that if you can be more conscientious instead of just being subconscious, like a zombie going through the motions, then you can get new results. But you have to have a willingness. And some of y'all just need to give up on some of these things that are preoccupying you, that are really utilizing a lot of your life force energy because you're so entertained and focused on this stuff. And I'm talking about mostly sports for a lot of men out there, entertainment, even music, right? A lot of the folks I've been talking to lately, almost none of them, almost nobody that I've been talking to privately is doing this one thing every morning. And it's one of my non-negotiables every single morning. Does anybody have a guess what that is? It's right here. I'm going to show you this sheet here. So at the top of that sheet, mindfulness practices, that's like every day, it's positive affirmations. Like, I could pull up the emotional wheel here next, which is something else 444 I'm seeing. The emotional wheel is important, but positive affirmations. The reason why those two connect is if you look at if you just Google any emotional wheel, I'll show it to you guys. Most of y'all don't understand this stuff. Knowledge is power. Seeing is believing. Let's see if this is still here. Yep. There's your emotional wheel. Okay, so the way the wheel works is it starts at the center. Those are our core feelings. Surprised, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, sad, happy. How many of those are positive? Is one. Not even surprised. Surprised is not like, yay. Surprised is like, ah, like startled, like fucking shit your pants type shit. That's not good. There are some of the wheels that have love in here. But the point I'm trying to make is two things. One of us, most people, you are totally illiterate when it comes to your emotions. And I'm telling you, it's the one thing that connects all human beings. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, or whatever in between. You are limited by your emotions. In all those states, you're going to feel happy, sad, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, sad, and even beyond that. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are acting. I've been talking a lot about anger. There's a lot of people that have been expressing anger, but they really are fearful. They're really feeling helpless, frightened, overwhelmed, worried, inadequate, inferior, worthless, insignificant, excluded, nervous, exposed, threatened, rejected, weak, insecure, anxious, scared. That was me. So it's one of the key things in this journey of the self-discovery is figuring out what is your core emotional, what is the root of your core, of your emotional core. For me, I knew I was fearful. Why was I fearful? Because of the incredible amount of violence that I witnessed, just feeling so helpless, right? That's right here. Helpless, just feeling so helpless, frightened. And so a lot of the times I would, because I was not solid from in terms, because I'm like a typical man, like it's sad to say, but typical boys that become men, we are not the best communicators. And we definitely are not in connection with our emotions because of programming. Suck it the fuck up, walk it off, don't be a little bitch, don't be a fucking pussy. You know, oh, you want to cry, I'll give you something to fucking cry about, that type of shit. That we don't ever get to really connect. We didn't ever get to actually be sad and then be consoled. It was like, oh, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to cry. Go to your room by yourself. And somehow, what the fuck are you supposed to do over there in isolation? I'm just so confused as to what's really going on. Like you're not even, you don't feel safe to even feel your feelings. And that's why 2,000 men kill themselves every day and 50% of men are overweight. We don't know how to ask for help. And even if we did, we don't feel like we're worthy of it. And we're eating our emotions. What we don't know how to communicate, we're eating and overeating. And then we're literally just checking out and saying, what's the point? When I'm here to tell you there is a point to this. Your life does matter. You do matter. And there is a way to fix it all. There's a way to fix it all, man. But it starts right here. This is the most powerful weapon on planet Earth, right here. This pen, get you one of these pens. This specific pen is more powerful than all the other pens. But to study this out, I think shines a lot of light. It shined a lot of light. When I first saw this, I was like, holy shit. Whoa, I didn't even realize there's that many emotions. Wow, that's wild. But look, there's only one area that's positive. Everything else is negative. Everything is negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-1 ratio, positive to negative emotions that we're capable of experiencing. This is also probably a part of the whole design of this life. We have to transcend the negative. The whole goal is we've stacked the chips against us as some kind of weird game to say, I'm gonna be able to get past that. And some people don't. But I believe if you're watching this right now, your time is now. You can get over this. You can get through this. Yeah, everybody should be journaling more, but even before that, it's positive affirmations. If you're not listening to positive affirmations every single morning, to start every single morning, you're fucking up already. You're fucking up. Like, I'm not talking about happy music or your fun music that you like to dance to. No, I am talking about shit that is positive, that will actually probably make you feel uncomfortable listening to it, because your subconscious is going to fight back against that, because you're telling yourself 6-1 negative things to yourself. You have programmed yourself negatively based on just that chart. The odds are against you. And this happens throughout the day. Even when I do my morning routine, which positive affirmations, breath work, journaling, meditation, prayer, grounding, sun gazing, cold showers, like I have a whole regimen. It's like by noon, I might already be back coming into a lull that let's put some more positive affirmations on. Maybe it's some motivation. Maybe it's some fire breathing stuff. Maybe it's just something to shift. So you're fucking up if you're not listening to it. And if you need some recommendations for positive affirmations, greg@resultskillexcuses.com. Just send me like a short some stuff that you're wanting to focus on. Usually it's health, wealth, finances, right? Relationships, like areas that you want to grow in. I'll give you some great recommendations, but I'm telling you, if you're not listening to positive affirmations every morning and waking up a little early just to get some thoughts down on paper, right? You're missing out. You're fucking up. There's no way you're going to do the 1% better every day. There's no way you're the person that's saying new year, new me. And then another year goes by. And what do you got to show for it? What wins did you stack? What did you do? Because if you're 1% better every single day, by the end of the year, that's like major big wins, because it's compounded interest, right? You all have heard about, what would you rather have? $1 million or a penny doubled every day for a month, right? $1 million, or do you want a penny doubled every day for a month? Like, the penny doubled every day for a month, I think, what is it, 10 million, 8 million, something like that. But it's not until like day 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 that it's like boom, 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 boom. But most of us, we don't want to think in that kind of frame of really being locked in. I can't tell you enough how important that is, to stay locked in, no days off. Like this morning routine, this form here, it's a part of the 1% Better Everyday Journal. I think it's truly unlike anything else on this planet. It's literally a way to make journaling, which can be very challenging, and the reason why journaling is challenging for a lot of people is because most of us resisted like English class and writing papers in school. So a lot of us, we don't like to write. And a lot of us have become so digital that we forgot how to write. You know, most of us have a hard time just signing our name to something. But the reason why this is so revolutionary is because it literally packs in several pieces. It's literally like a year, like a 3-month planner in terms of goals, monthly goals, which I don't even call them goals. It's what matters to you. I'm trying to get more into the heart space, right? So it's what matters to you month 1, 2, and 3, what matters to you every week. And then you got to go back, and then it's daily. Like if you're literally open to doing this every day, what did I do good and right yesterday? What can I do better? If you're literally processing every single day for 15 minutes, this one sheet takes about 15 minutes to complete. If you literally sit there and process this every day, what did I do good and right? And that's hard sometimes. We're so hard on ourselves that unless we do something monumental, it's like we have a hard time even giving ourselves credit. And that's another part of like rebuilding your self image into the positive vibration, into this true and authentic self, because the false self is literally everything negative that you're carrying around. And it's not until you release all that shit, which you can do very fast. It does not have to take years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Right. But by doing that reflection every single day, I'm pretty sure after 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, like that's a major accomplishment in terms of self accountability, holding yourself, living conscientiously. And then at the bottom of that, every day you're going to write down 3 things that matter to you. Like that's important stuff. And that's my big shift is I'm getting outside the goals. Like if you're starting this new year talking about goals, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. I think that if you ask yourself what matters to you, what are your personal priorities, what really matters to you, not a goal. A goal's outside of you. Even saying I want to lose 10 pounds, that's like a goal outside of you. It doesn't feel like it's in your heart. But when you say what matters to me is living healthy, and then you define what's healthy, exercising 40 minutes 4 times a week, switching up my nutrition, again, pattern interrupts, cutting out snacks, cutting out sugars, cutting out, drinking calories. Like there's a lot of things you can do to just literally do it. Yeah, man, I love that win. 30 days sober. There's a lot of sobriety going on, man. Sobriety is really becoming a new trend. People are tired of it. There's even bars, right? You've seen this. I shouldn't call them bars. They're clubs. I'm hearing a lot about this, like in Los Angeles and California, where there's like sober clubs really popping up all over the place. I think that's cool. Because again, we have this stigma that somehow you don't have fun if you're not drunk and getting all fucked up. That's crazy. I don't even know how that is fun anymore. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. It caused me a lot of fucking pain, man. The drink. I don't beat myself up too much. Yeah, I'm grateful that you did that. So there is the app. Again, most of this, for where most people are right now, is you're somewhere in between leaving self-destruction and moving into self-discovery. Knowing that there's a process to get to self-mastery. And that self-mastery is just trusting yourself. Does it mean that every day is perfect? No. But it does mean that when the energy shifts, when some negativity pops up, you're able to just sit there with yourself and be like, okay, I now have words to use. I now have space. I can talk. I can speak about what's going on. I'm feeling really anxious right now. I'm feeling kind of helpless right now because of all these situations. And there's no shame in it. You don't feel shame. You're empowered because there's no fear of loss. The only time that you fear of losing something is when you have a negative attachment to it. Do you understand that? When you have negative attachments, you're afraid to lose things. You can't let go. You're like, no, I can't let go. Cause then what? Then you create this whole, I'm gonna be all alone. No one will love me. That was me. Well, no one's gonna love me. Who am I? Thank goodness I started asking that question. Who am I? Who am I? Have you asked yourself that? Has everybody here at least asked themselves, who am I? And then try to figure out the answer. Like, cause you could even write that all down, right? Who am I? Okay, I'm a guy. I'm so and so's son. I'm so and so's husband or wife or brother or sister or cousin. And it's like you once you get to down past all of that shit, you still kind of look at that and you're like, okay, but who's that? But who is that? Who is the person that's all those things? So it's an incredible journey. And that's why I don't get tired of doing it, because it literally is the fulfillment. I placed the order and it's now been fulfilled. I now see the whole picture and the purpose and the calling in my life, my destiny, right? And it's just to become the best version of myself, 1% better every single day. Like, this is not, this ain't just like talk. You guys already know I'm not here just for entertainment. It's not talk. We got the app. We got the journal. 1% better every day journal. This is a game changer. This got it all. This is literally, if you've ever thought about journaling, but you're not so sure about all the extensive writing, this literally simplifies journaling and makes it fun. And again, it's going to activate your self accountability, which so many people need, because it's shifting from goals and resolutions, which are outside of you, to things that matter to you. When something matters to you, you hold on to it, man. You don't just let go of shit that matters. You're like, man, you know what matters to me? I want to get healthy this year. It's not about just losing 5 pounds. It's like, I want to be healthy. Do you not want to be healthy? And it's like, do you want to just be healthy for 6 months, 1 year, or do you want to be healthy for the rest of your life? So then are you going to do a pattern interrupt with your nutrition, your diet, that's going to totally shift all that? But even at the end of the day, dieting isn't going to get it done. Because if you don't work through the emotions, that emotional wheel, find your core emotional state of being, and then understand, where does that come from? If I can say it that clearly, you guys, I was fearful. I still have residue of of a fearful state of being, because when I was a little guy, I experienced so much fucking violence. I mean, even when I was still in the womb, man, my mom was already passing stress hormones to me because of the shit she was dealing with. So that's a huge amount of awareness. And once you realize that, okay, well, and then what's the root of that? Oh, it's from all that. Okay, well, what's the emotional conditions that I experienced, that I survived through, that I can now release? I can now redefine. I can now speak life into those things. I can forgive the people that were a part of that. Which forgiveness is one of those other hard pieces that a lot of people struggle with. Forgiveness. We all are waiting for someone to fucking crawl back on their hands and knees and like, oh, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. And it's like, man, it ain't about them. That's great if someone is sincere and says, you know what, I fucked up, I'm so sorry. Why don't you be that person? If you are so needing forgiveness, you should be the person to take the initiative. If you're hearing this message, I'm planting that seed in you. You be the reconciler. You be the person that has the fucking balls to go and ask somebody for forgiveness that you hurt. Because here's the truth. No one's innocent. Did you hear that? Nobody is innocent. We're all guilty. Think about it. Throughout your life, people have hurt you, yes? Well, guess what? People hurt them. And guess what? You hurt people. Can we at least get to that place? You hurt people. Yeah, but it's like, you don't need apologies, but you need to breathe forgiveness into those people that hurt you. You don't need to seek apologies. It's not forgiveness is a one-way street. So just shutting down, saying, fuck it, man, I don't need those people to apologize. Fuck them. No, it's not fuck them. Forgive them. Forgive them. Release them. See the magic that happens, because here's the truth. Everyone's guilty. You're guilty. You've hurt somebody. Someone hurt you. No one has gone through this life innocent without hurting someone else intentionally or unintentionally, causing someone deep anguish and pain, heartbreak, anger, whatever it is. Because if you were hurt, you definitely shared that with somebody else, and they didn't deserve that, and you already know it. So if you're someone that has a pen, one of these most powerful weapons on earth, write this down. Write this down. One guilty person, this is a math problem, right? One guilty person plus another guilty person equals two people that need to be forgiven. So you need to forgive yourself and you need to forgive the other person. That's the only way through. You will not advance if you do not forgive. You will not advance. You cannot advance. You cannot transcend. You cannot transcend. You cannot transcend this vibrational chart because that has you right here in anger. An unforgiven heart, unforgiveness is anger, bitterness in your heart. You're drinking poison, hoping someone else dies. You cannot get past anger and pride to get into these higher vibrationals. Long term, you can have some short experiences of it, but it's not going to be long term. There's chemicals that can put you in here short term. That's why a lot of people use fucking so much bullshit, because it artificially knocks out all this and puts you in here, but it's only temporary. And that's why people suffer even more to addiction. But without forgiveness, you cannot advance. And again, one guilty person plus another guilty person equals two people that need to be forgiven. First yourself and then the other person. And we always think that somehow, by forgiving someone that hurt you, that somehow they get vindicated, that was okay, and that they could go do it to other people. It's not about that. Get out of that state of mind. That's fear. So that's on that chart too. That's being fearful. You don't have to play God. All you got to do is realize that someone hurt them, have some compassion. They went and hurt you. You've hurt other people. Like, think about it from that stance. It's literally like the hot potato, right? Everyone touches the hot potato. So that means if the hot potato is emotional pain being passed on, if you pass the hot potato round and round and round and round, everyone has touched it. Everyone. Generations, generate all the way back to the beginning. We've all hurt somebody, and then we've been hurt, then we hurt, then they hurt, then they hurt, and they hurt. And the same way, both ways, both directions. You go back and you go forward. Are you going to be the person that says, I take 1,000% responsibility for this? I'm going to take 1,000%. And that's so hard. Why is that? That's pride, right? That's pride. Oh, man, fuck that. It was her fault. She's a fucking bitch or whatever. It's like, dude, just drop it. As a man, if I'm talking to men, there's probably a few women here, but if I'm talking to men, it's like, dude, just take the hit. Take the hit. It's like, it doesn't change anything in you other than it sets you free by just saying, I take 1,000% responsibility for this situation, for the failure of the relationship, for anything, for all my behaviors, all the things that I could have done different. That's why if you're able to sit there and say, what did I do good and right, and what could I have done better? And then you move on. And so here's the thing. To create reconciliation with people you've hurt, that takes a lot. That takes a lot, and I've done it. But here's what you need to be prepared for. First, it's more important for you to forgive them in spirit, energetically, in your heart of hearts. In your heart of hearts, to literally have like a forgiveness ceremony, and maybe I'll plan that. But it's like in your heart of hearts, man, to like literally forgive that person, energetically speaking. It's so much more important than actually knock, knock, knock to someone that does not want to see you and have nothing to do with you, for you to force that thing upon them. Because again, people are allowed to do one of two things. And I've had both of these happen. When I knew I messed up, for sure I went to the person. In my own experience, this was after the domestic violence arrest with my ex-wife. Obviously, I went to her. Obviously, I went to my kids. But I didn't stop there. I went to like all of her extended family. Did you hear that? I went and sought out all of her extended family, and there was a lot of them. If you guys know, when you start going through divorces and domestic shits, it's like it can get ugly, and there's definitely a rallying of the troops. And so not all of her family was very excited to hear me call, and they weren't excited to see me. And again, here's the beautiful thing. If in your heart of hearts, you're seeking forgiveness and you go to somebody that you've hurt, even indirectly, you guys, this is how serious I get about this shit. I didn't just go to the person. I know that I hurt other people around them. I did it recently in a relationship I was with. The woman had a few boys, children. They were teenagers. And I didn't just go to her. I went to them. I know that I hurt them too, as I just saw 111s all over the place. That's my heart. When I fuck up, when I know, and even if it's not like I didn't do anything bad, but it's just to end a relationship that I know that there was emotions, not just her, it was other people impacted. It's like I sought forgiveness from everyone. And here's the thing. Your job is to forgive in your heart of hearts. That means the deepest part of your soul. What someone does with your forgiveness is up to them. You're set free. You clear yourself. So if you go to somebody and say, hey, I really have something I need to tell you. Okay, what? What do you want? Why are you here? Look, I'm really sorry. I hurt you. I know I hurt you. Here's how I hurt you. I mean, just saying you're sorry is nothing. Really identifying it. And like, if there is some kind of an opportunity of reconciliation, that's a further conversation. But at the end of the day, it's saying, okay, I know how I hurt you, and I don't ever want that to happen again. And here's what I'm doing to make me a better person, so that doesn't happen. I'm working on my communication. I'm working on whatever thing brought about that. And that person has a choice. See, you're off the hook. You did that. You initiated. You sought forgiveness. You're set free. You are absolutely 1,000% set free. If that person says, fuck you, get the fuck out of my face, I never want to see you again, you're good. You're golden, man. You are golden. You can fly away. Woo, fly away. Right. And some people will say, oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I needed to hear this. And other people are going to say, get the fuck out of my face. I've had people tell me that. Fuck you. And I'm free. See, that's the thing. It's setting you free. Forgiving someone that's hurt you sets you free. Because you release. This is healing. This is processing. This is the shit that men don't know how to do, man. Because you suppress. You're suppressing all of this emotional heaviness. So the way you release it is to forgive. To forgive. Again, one guilty person plus another guilty person equals two people that need to be forgiven. You're guilty. They're guilty. Everyone's guilty. We're all guilty. All guilty. We've all hurt somebody. Yeah, and what that does is, so you hold the blockage, because an unforgiving heart is, that's self-induced pain and suffering. To not forgive somebody is self-induced pain and suffering. You're drinking poison, wishing they die. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is you're not responsible for another person. In your own self, you're responsible. You are responsible for you. And in your heart of hearts, if you can forgive people that have hurt you, and another great exercise, that I have in in one of the courses is for you to just literally write out every single person that's ever hurt you. It's to take an accountability of all the people that have hurt you. But guess what? You also have to take an accountability of everyone you've hurt. See how that kind of balances out? Just like that light and darkness, right? It's all about accountability, and it's all about ownership, and it's transcending the pain, transcending the pride, right? Pride is, it's that, it takes courage, right? It takes courage to say, I've been programmed to if I'm hurt so bad that I get to be mad for eternity at this person. Man, that can't be fun. You guys know it. That's not fun. It is painful. You guys know how energy draining it is to be angry at somebody. Just think about it in terms of energy. To be angry at somebody is such a drain on energy, man. I mean, it's a drain. It will suck the life out of you. To be angry is so draining. And when you think, oh, well, I just fuck those people, I'm over that shit. You're not. You're not over it. You have to, that's the only way to elevate. It's the only way you're going to elevate, man, is when you go through that forgiveness ritual of releasing everybody. Releasing everybody of the things that they caused you pain. And that's why so many men are suffering right now. It's just because, one, we haven't collectively allowed ourselves to think that this is real fucking badass shit. And it is because the total man is a guy that just, like, all of it, A to Z, man. Mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, financial health. It's having all of those, the total man, not just the finances, not just the body, not just the relationship. It's literally doing that inner work so that when you do make some healthier decisions, right? It starts in the mind, in the body, in your emotions, spiritually. It's like everything just feels so much better. It's being a superhuman. It's literally being a superhuman. I wake up every day and I feel like a motherfucking superhuman. I don't get sick. I don't get tired. I just keep going, man. I mean, picking up 500 plus pounds, that's ridiculous. It's all natural. I just eat right. And by doing that, my body shifted. But the emotional heavy lifting was the key to it all. I wouldn't, like, if I was just out here, come on, let's work out, get it, nutrition and health. That is a big part of my lifestyle. But the emotional piece is what has me most. And it's really a mental game. That's why I'm telling you, if you're not listening to them dang positive affirmations, you're fucking up every day. Every day. You need to reach out to me wanting to get positive affirmations. So I hope that we're going to do some big things in 25, collectively, individually. I hope that you really will live that 1% better every single day. No days off, right? And just know that this community here, we're starting to come together. It'll continue to grow and expand. And I think that's a good thing, because I think this is what people are truly desiring right now. I think all the bullshit entertainment, the talk, just talking about bullshit, right? We're kind of sick. I think people are getting kind of sick of that. I think we're seeking something more out of life. And I think that I think we all know that there's something greater inside of us that we're trying to figure out how to tap into and how to unleash it. Because I can promise you, and I say this all the time, anything that you see in me, anything, any of the good, man, this guy, whatever he has, the energy, the vibe, the positivity, it is inside of you. It's inside of you. I'm just reflecting back to you potential. Now, whether or not you're going to do the work, that's up to you. Whether or not you're going to embrace newness, which is literally those pattern interrupts. You need to be able to look at your patterns, your daily patterns, your weekly patterns, your nightly patterns, your morning patterns, and figure out how you interrupt some of the stuff that is just no longer serving you. It's just kind of like existing in checkout time versus like living. And it takes a relentless mindset to know that you're worthy of that. The self-discovery work helps. Tuning into talking heads like me definitely helps. There's a lot of people out there that are preaching the good life message. I do want to share with you guys again. We'll do a we're coming up on an hour 30. We'll do a little breath work, New Year visualization for those of you that are interested in that part of today's live session. But I do want to show off and share the transformational the 1% better daily journal. The reason why I believe this is so different than anything else on this planet is this is cool. There's a nice little emotional wheel in there. But it's got kind of packed into it. There's like 3 different aspects to this journal. If you're someone that's interested in getting into journaling or know somebody that's interested, I highly recommend this. This is definitely, I've been using it every single day since I designed the first page, which I'm about to show you, which this is like your morning gratitude worksheet. So you get this every single day for 90 days. You put your date down there. I feel that I am the best. And then you got these positive affirmations. So these are mental, right? Like mental, man. It's like, I'm worthy to have good things happen to me today. When was the last time one of you said that to yourself? Anytime in the last year. And said it 3 times to yourself, and then you do it every day. I'm worthy to have good things happen to me today. I'm worthy to have good things happen to me today. I'm ready to accomplish what matters to me today. I'm ready to accomplish what matters to me today. When is the last time you guys did this stuff? You didn't. But then attitude of gratitude, right? The attitude of gratitude is so important. So in here, I just fill in, what am I grateful for? Coffee, a good night's rest, running water, money in the bank. I mean, whatever it is that you're grateful for, it's just like stirring up gratitude, because if you don't start thinking about things you're grateful for, a lot of you in the morning are like, oh shit, fuck, oh, bills this, job that, run around here, gotta go do this. It's all stress. But this is like sacred time. And yes, you could do it on a piece of paper, but this is simplifying the whole process and making it kind of fun. And it becomes redundant. That's what's so important. We're creatures of habit. This is pattern interrupts. And I listened to a book recently. I've listened to it probably 6 times now in the past 2 months. It's called The Greatest Power by Rhonda Byrne. And it's all about love. And so I shifted some of my affirmations to say, I loving stuff, man. When was the last time you said, man, I love my dog. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my home. I love my car. I love my body. I love my hair. Just basic shit. It elevates you. This is all about elevation. Right. And then there's a little checklist here for some mindful practices, a space here to fill in your own. But these are every day, you guys. Positive affirmations is number 1 non-negotiable. If you are not listening to positive affirmations to start every single morning, even all the way to work, you're fucking up. You're missing a huge piece of this 1% better every single day. And this form usually takes 15 minutes for me in the morning. And then it's reflections from yesterday. Don't overthink it. What did I do good or right from yesterday? And a lot of us, like, we never give ourselves credit. And it could be basic shit. It could be like, I had a craving and I didn't get the snacks at the gas station. That's a win. That's doing something good. You got to give yourself credit for these things. If that you're knee deep day 5 on this, it's something good I did right yesterday was I woke up 30 minutes earlier and I spent 30 minutes more reflecting and journaling and listening to affirmations and really starting to create this new pattern interrupt in my life called a morning routine. And then one of the harder parts is saying, what can you do better? And we have a hard time. I'll read off some of the things. Here's just like, this is my own examples from my sheet, like from a few days ago. I hadn't been doing cardio in my gym workouts. So I said, what can I do better? Add cardio back. Communication, slow down. Trust God, less judgment, gossip. Right? Those are just self-improvement things. Again, it's all part of that mastery. It's holding myself accountable, saying, yeah, little things matter. This gives you that. And then at the bottom here, you got focus on what really matters. Top 3 non-negotiable priorities for the day. And so here, every single day, there's things that matter to me. Maybe it's like, I'm not feeling great, but I know I need to get my workout in. So I put that as number 1, the workout. Or maybe I'm trying to learn something new with the Results Kill Excuses app, or, editing out the journal, or just some kind of a challenging project that matters to me. Going to work, that, I don't know. That should matter to you, but that might not be a personal thing, like a real personal priority. And then here on the bottom, what it says take a few moments to visualize each of these getting done. And the reason why there's frogs here is there's a book that's called Eat the Frog. And it's all about, in the morning, when you have the most energy, the most clarity, you should do the hard things first. And the reason why there's checks here is because I go back every single day, and I don't get all these every day, you guys. So I go back and I check. Damn, I didn't get that one. So then that one usually goes to the next day. So that's like your daily sheet. But when you start the journal, what you have here is focus on what really matters this month. So you're going to look a whole month out and say, here's some things that matter to me in this month. And clearly you're going to want to go back when you hit the end of the month to hold yourself accountable. It says, how will I hold myself accountable to these personal priorities this month? And then every single week you have focus on what really matters this week. So this is really helping you to start getting your life in order. And a lot of people, you've been just trying to figure this shit out in your head. The other cool thing that I've added in here is there's video support on a lot of these worksheets throughout the 90-day journal, is on some of the tougher reflection points, because the other piece is you have this planner, basically a monthly, a weekly, and a daily planner built into the 1% Better everyday journal. Then you have daily journaling, right? Waking up with gratitude, reflection. Then you have I am affirmations here. And then this next part here is interwoven into the 13 weeks, is what it breaks out into, is 18 days of each self-discovery, going from self-sabotage to self-discovery to self-improvement to self-development to self-mastery. And what you're going to experience is a lot of this is just reflection. But again, here's a video support. So you'd watch the video. It's going to be in the app when you purchase the journal. And it's going to be me teaching you about, sort of walking you through the introduction of this phase, which is breaking through self-sabotaging patterns, with the goal of identifying and dismantling behaviors and beliefs that block what? Progress. So it is self-paced. It is every day. And again, there's support in there. So the next day, look, you're back to just the morning worksheet, same stuff there. But then you're still in phase one, breaking through self-sabotaging patterns. And now you're talking about what situations trigger your self-sabotaging behaviors. What emotions do you feel are tied to your triggers? So this is a lot of reflection work. You're definitely going to get some discovery of from self-sabotage to self-mastery throughout the 90-day process. And so you can see it's redundancy. It's everyday accountability. Again, you're writing down what did you do good, could you do better, what matters, and then you check, right? You're going back to check. This simplifies the whole process. But then there's phase one stuff. When you get to here, there's also some free auto writing. And if you've never done auto writing, there's a video for that. So that is the 1% better every day journal in a nutshell. And I guarantee you there's nothing like this on planet Earth. No one's doing anything like this. If you've seen a lot of the journals and shit, it's AI generated. I have a design background, I have a teaching background, and I have this healing journey in my back pocket, in my heart, and in my soul, really. And so I have been able to apply what would I want if I was 13 years ago and I got to meet the version of me now, super dad. What could help me to accelerate my healing, my growth, my expansion, my progress, my breakthroughs. And I think that's what this truly is. And this says on here, volume 1, because there's going to be 4 volumes, all broken down into 90-day segments. And it'll just continue to focus in on the self-improvement, the self-development, the self-mastery throughout the year. But that's a huge commitment, right? Every single day, 1% better. We say we want that 1% better, but are we truly ready for that? And if you are, the link's down below. I would love for you to commit to something like this and see yourself transform, right? But I have no qualms, man. If you're just a notebook guy. I mean, this wasn't that long ago that I was just here with a notebook, right? Just here with a fancy notebook. But I can tell you that what's cool about just journaling is in my journals, I literally visualized all of this, the workbooks, the apps, and it just took time. It took time for me to actually invest the time and the energy needed so that it wasn't just something that I did real quick. I haven't just tried to put this shit together just to have something to sell. This ain't about selling. This is about truly helping people help themselves, because that's what it boils down to. It's an investment in you. And again, I feel like I'm perfectly qualified to help the guy that I once was. And that's why so many people connect with the message that I have here. It's because we have a commonality of the shit that we've been through. But I'm grateful for everybody that's already taken that leap of faith, because that's a commitment. The 1% better everyday journal. It's available right now. There's a link in the description down below. It's been in every description for probably the past several days. Or you can look it up on resultskillexcuses.com in the shop under printed materials, and I'd be happy to send you a copy of that. So if you're looking for something else, you can download the app, and there's 25 lessons. There's a month worth of work, over a month worth of self-discovery work there. You just need a printer to print it out. So I'm really grateful to have this to be able to really help people. Because again, a lot of people have come to me saying, man, how do you journal? What do you do? How do I get started? What do I need to do? And I said, man, it would probably just make sense if I just made something for people and gave them some incentive to lock into it. So I'm grateful for all that. If you order now, yes, you're going to get this fancy Banff Warrior 4-color pen, which I think makes it really fun on the worksheets, is to kind of use multicolors in your, it just kind of, it gives you a little more playfulness, which I think we are needing in this day and age, to be childlike, to get back to that creativity of the inner child. And I think that morning routine can give you a little bit of that, of an opportunity to spend some time with that inner child, cultivating that inner peace within you. The other workbook that's available is the first 5, but these are all, you can print these out for free on the app. So you can order a workbook, or you can order the 1% Better Everyday Journal. So I'm excited about those products. I think that it's going to really help for you to get some traction, to see some breakthroughs, and really activate self accountability, because that's what it takes more than anything else, man. There's so much that I do when no one's looking, no one's watching, no one's giving a fuck. There's so much stuff that I'm doing because I live this shit. I really do live it. And I do believe that it's the greatest use of my time and my energy, is to continue cultivating me versus me, 1% better, becoming the best version of myself, because I see that, and it's just getting closer and closer. The alignment is getting so close, because I could even go back and maybe Sunday I'll read out of some of my journal where I wrote out, and I encourage you to do this, is to write out, who is the higher self that you see? What do they do? What are their habits? What are they eating? What are they thinking? How do they dress? How do they carry themselves? Are they confident? Right? Where do they live? What kind of cars do they drive? How much money's in their bank? It's like all of those things. Like, if you're not writing it down, then life is doing you, and you're just going to keep getting more of the same. And one of my mantras is, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no in between. You don't, like, people that say, I'm just taking it easy. That's getting worse. Right? Because when you're getting better, it is an uphill. It is an uphill climb. The road to success is paved in failures, but it's uphill. And so at the end of the day, I'm excited. I'm excited for each and every day. That's the thing. I treat every day the same. It ain't New Year's to me. It's a day of life. And I know that I wrote down things that I wanted to accomplish today. And some of those things I accomplished, and some of those things I didn't. But I did some other really incredible things. And so it's just, I'm still holding myself accountable to be doing new things, trying new things. Will you join me? Because saying new year, new me, it kind of, I don't know. It's so old. I really try not to judge, because I've seen so many people, new year, new me. And it's like, nah, it ain't new year, new you. It's same old you. Another year, same old you. That's what they should be saying. Another year, same old me. Not new year, new me. Unless you're ready to start doing the pattern interrupts, which is literally just doing new things, which most adults are resistant of. So with that being said, I think I've kind of shared a lot. I've shared a lot tonight. I had a lot to share. I feel like I had a lot to share with you guys. I'm just so grateful for all of you that participated, showed up here. Your energy is felt. I hope that you feel my energy. I hope that we're making that exchange right now. I send each and every one of you love. I send you clarity. I send you strength. I send you sobriety. I send you confidence and courage. I send you a steadfastness about your life. I send you vision, focus, determination, grit to truly accomplish some incredible things. There's greatness inside of you. So thank you so much for being here. Let's do some breath work. I think we should breathe our way through into the new year, and just we'll do a visualization too. Yeah, let's do a visualization. So if you're down for that part of this session, feel free to get comfortable. Find a relaxing place where you can hear my voice. I mean, feel free to get as comfortable as you want. Could even be grabbing a blanket to get, I think the more warm and cozy you are, the more you can kind of settle in and just allow yourself to be. So many people, we're moving so fast in our minds, and then it's like, how many people have you heard, man, the years just go by so fast? And it's because you're moving too fast. Slow down. Slow down your thinking, slow down your breath, slow down your moving, and just be. And that's what we'll do here right now. We're going to give ourselves an opportunity to just be present. So let's just go ahead and take a little time to just connect with our breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. Just real gentle. Just hold yourself right now. Hold yourself in this moment. Send yourself some love. Send yourself some gratitude. Bless yourself right now. I bet you many of you have never even thought to bless yourself. Bless yourself. Bless your house. Bless your body. Bless your mind. Bless your heart. Bless your health. Bless your finances. Bless your family. Bless everything that you feel needs to be sent, that divine spiritual energy of abundance, faith, clarity, trust, protection. Let's just bless the world right now. As a group, let's bless the world. Let's bless every beating heart upon this earth. Let's bless all humanity. Let's bless all creation, all nature, every plant, every living being on this earth. Let's bless them. Send them light, send them love, send them peace. Humanity, we need peace. We need to release our anger, our pride, our guilt, our shame. Let's release by just connecting with our breath in through our nose and out through our mouths. And again, just in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just gently releasing In through your nose, bringing in that life force energy. And then out through your mouth, returning it back into the world, into the universe. And here in a moment, we'll take some deeper breaths. Some of you may be tired and overwhelmed and stressed and worried, and we're going to just release all that with intention. We're going to just allow for all of those things to just depart and melt away from us through our breathing. The power of the breath, the power of life. So here in just a moment, we'll go ahead and take in a deep breath, and then we'll hold, but let's hold it very gently. We're going to hold that breath gently today and just send love to our bodies as we hold. So let's take in that breath now. Deep breath in through your nose. If you can, another. And hold. And just hold it gently. Try and hold it so gently that it just barely holds the breath in your lungs. Just relax and send your body love, your mind love. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let it all out. Let all that air out, completely emptying your lungs. Let's take a clearing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And deep breath in again. One more deep breath in. And if you can, a second. And hold, gently hold. Try and be relaxed. Try and release tension. Relax. Send your body love. Unconditional love. Send your body love and double that love right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all that air. Let it all out. All the stress, all the worries, all the fear. And let's take a clearing breath in through our nose, out through your mouth. Let's do one more big deep breath, the biggest one we can do. 1, 2, 3. And in through your nose again. And hold. Gently hold. Just send yourself love. And double that love. Double it more. Double it again. Keep sending yourself love to where you smile. As you're holding your breath, smile. And on this final exhale, I want you to smile. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile as you exhale. Smile. Just smile. Be grateful for this moment of life. Everything is perfect the way it is. And it doesn't have to stay the way it is. You can change your story. So let's just continue to connect with our breath. In through our nose and out through our mouth. And I want you to close your eyes if they're not already closed. And I want you to picture yourself sitting on the moon, looking back at this blue marble that we call Earth. Maybe you're wearing a spacesuit, maybe you're just in your pajamas, maybe you're in a suit, maybe you're in shorts. None of that matters. You're on this beautiful sphere called our moon. You're sitting on a bench. It's like you have the most perfect view of the earth in all its glory, the sun lighting it up. It's just radiating the blues and the greens and the whites of the clouds and the browns. And it's just so vivid. It's the most vivid thing you've ever seen. And your perspective is just so heartfelt that to see home from such a distant perspective, it really settles into you where you do not see the difference between the haves and the have-nots, the old and the young. You just see Earth, and you see a collective, that we're all sharing this space, this planet. And maybe for the first time it feels more unified, that we're together, that we all share this Earth. And as you're sitting there on the moon, you realize that it's the dawn of a new year. And I want you to begin to think about the potential of this year. I want you to begin to think about things that matter to you this year. As you're looking at that beautiful earth and wondering where you'll go, will you just stay in one little spot? Will you travel abroad? What will you do for the next 365 days on that beautiful marble floating through space and time? So beautiful, so lovely from this vantage point. It's flawless. I want you to just envision a few things that you truly see yourself doing this year, things that really matter to you, things that maybe you haven't acted on. Maybe they're things that you just didn't have the courage or confidence, or maybe it's just something you've been waiting on. And now is the time. Today is the day that you begin doing this thing 1% every single day to achieve a goal. And it dawns on you that there's 8 billion people down there and you can't see one person from another, but you're a part of that. And maybe for once that gives you the understanding that miracles are possible, that transformation is in the mind and in the heart. And maybe there are not limits. Maybe your age, your race, your financial standing, your education, maybe none of that matters. Maybe what truly matters is what's right here and right now, what's in your heart, what's in your mind. And as you take your eyes off the earth, you notice that there's a box. And you pick this box up. And as you open the box, the inside of the lid is a mirror, and you see a reflection of yourself. First, you smile, and then you begin to see within. What do you see? Look deeper. What do you truly see inside of you as you look in this mirror? What's truly inside of your heart? As you start to see more and more clearly some things that have not been given your attention, your focus, the things on the inside, you see that there's a piece of paper folded in half in the box, and it has your name on it. It says, "From Higher Self." So you grab the piece of paper out and you place the box back down to the ground, and you open up this letter from your higher self to you. What does the message say? Read the message now. And as you finish reading this very important message, you fold it over, place it in your pocket. And as you're sitting there and you refocus your eyes upon the earth, you feel a hand rest upon your right shoulder. And you feel the warmth of this hand. But there's a part of you that's afraid to look at who has come to speak with you. And so you remain with your eyes looking upon the earth. And you feel the warmth of this hand. And you realize that it's God. And God has a message for you. Open up your heart, open up your mind to hear the still, quiet voice from the divine. Hear that message now. And as God finishes whispering this message in your ear, you just are filled with love and a new radiant light. And you're so grateful to be here right now. And you look next to you and you see that there's a door. You stand up and you start walking to your left to this door. And on the door it says, "Return to Earth." And as you open the door, this glowing light radiates, that warm sun that you're so familiar with, that it draws you back in as you step through the door frame. And you re-enter a park space nearby, your home. You feel the warm summer breeze. You feel that radiant warmth of the sun beaming upon your face. And in this moment, as you've returned back down to earth, you feel so much lighter. You feel so much more focused, confident, peaceful, loving, and willing to truly allow yourself to become the best version of yourself. And as you begin to walk in this park, you realize that your feet are bare and you can feel the cool energy of the earth, the grass tickling your feet as you walk through. And you see that there's a bench and you have a seat. And you're just so thankful for this moment to be right here, right now. This is a turning point. This truly is you giving yourself permission to be your best each and every day. No days off. You've never felt more ready. You've never felt more focused. And it's not even about the day to come. It's about right here, right now. And you just return back to sending yourself love, connecting with your breath, and feeling that warmth of the sun beating upon your face. And you just gently breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. That breath of life. What a gift. What a gift life is. The greatest gift each and every day is life. A renewal of this opportunity for you to shine and shine brighter each and every day. Go ahead and start to connect with your breath. And I'll begin a countdown. As I do, start to reconnect with your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take in another breath. Open up your eyes. If you need to stretch or move, allow your body to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed that breathwork ceremony and visualization. It's always an honor and pleasure to share that gift with you. Another gift to share with yourself this year, I'll be talking probably a lot about it. Week 1 is Self-care. Self-care. So important. Taking care of yourself, whether it's getting massages, even learning how to rest when you need to rest, getting into some hot water, some cold water, just things that nurture you, that rejuvenate you. I did that today. I got a massage today. It was incredible. Some cupping. It was incredible. And that's stuff I do on a regular basis, not once a year, not, once every 5 years. Those are good too. I don't have I don't have a participant to do that right now. But the self-care, yes. Having good, healthy sex is also really good self-care. If you're holding back or you're not creating opportunities for intimacy to really be present and loving and romantic with your partner, that's another area to work on. As a man, if you're hearing this, we're to lead in that department, and it's not just for our own self-pleasure. It's to give and to receive. There's I believe in that sex magic, and I believe that if you can be present with your partner and really connect on that deeper level, then it's a very special. You're absolutely right, man. Great self-care in healthy sex, especially in committed relationships, not just hookups. Hookups is probably the opposite of that. It's more damaging, I think, than the real committed stuff. So for those of you in those long-term relationships of all types, make sure that you're cultivating romance this year. Love your partner. Date your partner. Tony Robbins says it best. He says, if you treat them in the end like you did in the beginning, there will be no end. And I learned that. After a 21-year marriage expired, and I started dating again. I learned that I was falling short. There was a lot of areas I could get better at, and I had to be able to make new connections. And I kind of have told myself that, I'm not going to screw up like that again. I think that was one of the biggest lessons of divorce, was understanding that you got to date your partner. Marriage is sort of a commitment, but the connection that brought you together needs to stay fresh, needs to stay youthful and healthy and vibrant. So that's an area to work on, definitely. Relationships, major area for the world to work on. Guess what relationship is the most important, though? It's the one you have with yourself. So if you're struggling with having stability and connection with others, which is a relationship, that means you need to create stability and deeper connection with yourself. And if you need help with that, self-discovery, Results Kill Excuses app, or reach out to me for one-on-one, and Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. I think that's all I got. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Go hug somebody. If you have someone close to you, go tell them you love them. Tell them you care about them. Tell them you appreciate them. Write them a love note, right? Be romantic. Make 25 a romantic year. Write love notes. Write love letters. Hide them in their purses and stuff, man. Like, text your girls, your wives, your partners. Let them know how much you love them. And do it every day, right? But love yourself. And because it's like, if you're not doing that, it's because you don't love yourself. You can only give the love. You can only give the love you have to others. So a lot of us got hurt because people didn't love themselves, and then guess what? Now we don't love ourselves, and so it's a vicious cycle. Don't forget this. One guilty person plus another guilty person equals two people that need to be forgiven. So add some forgiveness to your relationships too. Start with yourself, then with others. I love you guys so much. Keep tuning in, keep sharing the message, support. Results kill excuses any way possible. Makes a tremendous impact in what I'm doing. And I love you guys. Take care. Happy New Year. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, come on now, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.